Bhajahure manam Sri Nanda Nandanaya Bhaya Charanara Bindare Bhajahure manam Sri Nanda Nandanaya Bhaya Charanara Bindare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Next. Maharaj,
Yes.
Is opulence, money, an indication that Krishna is being pleased or served properly in a temple if there is money and many devotees and so on?
That is not criterion, money is not criterion. And if by Krishna's wish money is also utilized in the service, that also may be. But that is not the only criterion. Even Sanatana Goswami, when putting to Radha Madan Mohan only a quantity of atta and only putting into the fire and he is offering to that and taking it. Bhavagrahi Janardana. Krishna does not accept anything material. But what the devotee offers him with his own earnestness, that earnestness is taken by Krishna, the Bhavagrahi. He is Chetan, and he is spiritual. And the spiritual element that in worshipper, what he gets by the offerings, Krishna takes that his inner tendency is accepted by him, not the outside. There is a tale that there was one devotee in Puri, Madhav Das. He was a man, he was a devotee of Sokha Rasa. So much so that we are told one day, Jagannath says, Madhav, I shall go to steal jackfruit from the garden of particular panda. You have to follow me. What is this, my lord, your pastimes? All right, what do you have? I must carry out. Then that night, taking Madhav, he has come, entered the garden of jackfruit, and Krishna went up the tree, and he is snatching and fell. And there was sound, the panda came out, who is that, stealing my fruit, jackfruit? Krishna leaving his overcloth in the branch, he ran away, jumped and ran away. And the man found this Madhav. Oh, you are that Satan, huh? At daytime, you sit by the side of a road and beg. You are a big sadhu. And at night you have come to steal my jackfruit. Get a good beating. Then what? Krishna took me. Krishna took me, Jagannath took me. Jagannath came to steal with you. You fool. You want to convince me that there is his feet, you see. Oh, you have stolen also the overcloth of Jagannath. You have stolen and put there. And you want to befool me. That was taken, and with both took him to the king. And of course, good beating. Then Jagannath gave dream to king as well as to the leader of the priest. I went with Madhava to steal jackfruit, and Madhava is beaten, and I have taken all those beating in my body, and please arrange to apply some medicine on my body. Then there was a great upset. And Madhava is really such a devotee. Jagannath himself giving dream both simultaneous to the king as the leader of the Pandavas. Then Madhava left the place. Going to Vrindavan. Now people will throng to see me that I am such a high devotee. I want to be able to tolerate all this. And it is told, written in Bhaktamal, that Madhava, when collecting some this fried gram, he offered it to Banku Bihari, their temple, and he took himself. And Banku Bihari is, of course, Devi worship, that arrangement, the whole love, everything. But at that time, the servitor of Banku Bihari, he was of a high type, and he could feel Banku Bihari's satisfaction after bhog. That day, he says that Banku Bihari place is not very peaceful. He has not taken anything, it seems. Then he told, I must have some flour. So again, we prepared new bhog and again placed. Then also, after some short time, he removed, he came to see the face of the deity and found uneasy. The deity is uneasy. So he began to cry. I am so sinful, my things are not being accepted, my Lord. By my Lord, what is this? What shall I do? He fasted, I can't eat, I can't take prasadam. When I feel that Banku Bihari did not touch it, then without taking food, he is lying on the bed, and in his coma he sees that Banku Bihari told that it is not your fault, but mine. I do not feel well. I feel sick. That Madhava, my devotee, has come from Puri, and he has offered me that chana, that fried gram, and I took that in such quantity that I can't eat anything. The full belly I took, and I felt sick. So external grandeur is no criteria. Only fried gram, that may cause so much pity that he becomes sick. Bhavagrahi janardana. Bhavagrahi. Then there is another story that mongoose in Rajshiya Yajna. The mongoose only rolled in a pot where a Brahmin was fed at the time of Durviksha. So much degree of sacrifice was only perhaps rice or bread for 2 or 3 years. But the degree of sacrifice was great. And in the Rajya, so many collection, mass collection from the kings, and a big yagga, gorgeous Rajasic. So Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic, the yagga of 3 kinds in this world. Anyhow, our devotion is comfortable for the Lord. Prem, God is fond of prem, not an external grandeur. Rather, grandeur may go on to little extent in Vaikuntha. In Vrindavan especially, they are all subterranean, not fond of any gorgeousness, plainness, simple, and the prem, devotion, love, sacrifice, happiness, surrender. That are the wealth admired in Vrindavan, especially. Oh, what's the time?
10:45.
Huh?
10:45.
I like to read that.
Yeah. Jaya Vishnu Pada.
Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai.
Bhakti Rakha.
Bhakti Srila Sridhar Maharaja ki jai. Srila ki jai. Gaur Hari Gaur Hari. Akaram Maharaja.
Gita, the verse where they say they are seated on the machine made of material
In
energy.
Bhagavad Gita, Lord says, Ishvara Sarvabhutanam, Yantarudhani Maya. And the Christians say,
They say, God is telling me, God is directing me.
Vasudeva Paramatma. This is like Paramatma. And still he is active. So not hazy, not non-differentiated. Ishvara Sarvabhutaram Siddhiti Dhnutistati as Paramatma. I am residing at the heart of everyone, and I help him as much as possible, keeping his freedom. Without interfering with his freedom, I try to guide him in a passive way. I dictate. Don't do this, do that. He may care or may not care. I don't assert myself. Only in a passive way, I give direction. Sometimes he may catch, sometimes he may ignore. But I am there. I am everywhere. I am everywhere. There is not a place where I am not. I am everywhere. And I am in his heart also. And I am giving dictation also. Sometimes he can catch, sometimes he can't catch, but I am there doing my duty as much as possible. The tree is there, the soul of the tree is also there, but it is so much engrossed with ignorance that it is very difficult to trace my dictation there, but still I am there, I am doing my function. Otherwise, he won't have any possibility to come back from that worst position.
Then the Christians will say, but we are following, like in your Gita, it says he is in the heart directing, so we are following, that's why we are Christians. They will defend themselves. We are following.
Well, our difference is about the prospect. What you say, what you are giving your program is limited. As indicated that only one birth, and outside human beings, no other souls. So we kill animals, trees, the reaction thereby is not in your calculation. And also you give some conception of theism, but that is not fully differentiated in a scientific way, as we find in Gita and Bhagavatam. Akila Rasamasi is Ras, is Anandam, but what sort of Anandam? Ananda is analyzed in different way. All these details absent, only vague representation. The primary study at the primary school, we don't deny that it is nothing, it is something, but not a fully differentiated thing. It has got also necessity for a particular section. Loki Bhavaya Mishamuddhari Parakvada Vidoyam Bala Namanrasam. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has also given position to that to that particular country, particular sect, that sort of amount couching in that dress, it was necessary for the primary students. It was there, it has been. That is also revealed truth. But considering the space and time and the people, then couched in that way it was delivered there. But there is theism. Hare Krishna, Gaur Hari, Gaur Hari, Gaur.
We understand from Srimad Bhagavatam that there's three states of consciousness. The wakefulness, sleep, and deep sleep. If you could explain to me, Maharaj, what's the position of the Atma, the soul, these different states?
In Srimad Bhagavatam, we understand there are three states of consciousness: wakefulness, sleep, and deep sleep. So, in these three stages, what is the position of the Atma?
Sleep, that is dream.
Sleep.
Deep sleep without dream. And deep sleep and the sleep and
Wakefulness.
wakefulness. What is the position of Atma?
Yes, in those states.
Deep sleep, the whole negative engagement of the Atma stopped. And in dream, that is limited and less intense. And when we are wakeful to this false identification of the world, then we are in full negative, fullest negative connection with the fullest conception of negative idea. And deep sleep, withdrawal from the negative side. And in dream, half not so much intense, but less intense. In the dream also, these material experiences reflected in the mental plane. That we find. And very rarely we can find in dream the reflection of the upper world, Chaktit Vilas, in very rare cases. When the worldly experience has become very thin and some Sukriti that our we gather unconsciously is some connection of the supernatural power. Then also sometimes in dream we can feel some supernatural incident. And when it is more intensely connected, then in our wakeful stage also sometimes we may have catch the reflection of the supernatural things sometimes. Sometimes a flash may come from the super subject area, come down to the plane, pushing aside the energy of experience of this body that comes down and flash encircles me. It is also possible in very rare cases. But generally, when fully awake, we are fully connected with the negative side, engrossed, full self captured. And dream less powerful, but we are captured there with mundane things, but it is weak and then vague, and then soundless, and then dreamless sleep, sound sleep, we almost withdraw from the negative side, but no practical participation of the positive in the margin and abscissa which remain. We come to Brahma, we draw to the near the cause but not conscious of the cause. We drawn from the negative but no conception of the positive. We faint there, in Swami Maharaja's language. We faint there. To that standard, our consciousness comes very faint. In Sushupti, in Brahmaloka, we faint there. Everything is relative. Our experience is all relative. A big sound we cannot hear. Small also we cannot hear. Only in limited area our ear can work. Eye also. The dazzling light we can't see. And the very meager we can't see. Only in the middle standard we can work. So many things, but our inner capacity cannot catch them. In a limited period position we have to live and move. Even a bird can see more than a human being, can know more. You see, the storm will come, and so many birds that can know. The flood is coming, so many insects, worms can know that, but human beings can't. The knowledge, the intuitive knowledge, that is also put in a cell. Everything is put in a cell. Within that he is to work. So, what was the question?
What is the position of the Atma in this
Yes, Atma is a dream. In limited area we live and move. In other we faint. That is like Janisha Sabbhabhutanam, Tasyam Yagati Samyami, Jasyam Yagati Bhutani, Sanisha Pasyatumni. We are awake somewhere and we are sleeping in somewhere else. And one who is waking there, we are sleeping there, we are fainted. There are so many objective and the super subjective realm where we all sleep, dreamless sleep. And there are so many there others, they are wakeful in that plane, but they are sleeping perhaps here. All सब क्षेत्रज्ञ क्षेत्रज्ञ चापिमां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत. Only I am wakeful to all planes possible. But others, their consciousness in a limited area. I alone is wakeful in all planes of life, everywhere. Only I. Khetagam chapimang vidhi sarva khetreshu bharata. But others, they are wakeful in a limited area. Wakefulness is the nature of Khetagam, that is soul, but within limitation. But unlimited conception of everything, anything and everything, only myself alone.
Maharaj,